Hello guys, it's Matt here back again from Hobby Spot NZ, and today we are going to be reviewing the 4Ground hovels and huts and trading centers. Okay, so this is a put together kit made by 4Ground. Just basically really thin bits of, I think it's probably MDF wood, that you can easily glue together and get going. Now these ones are probably perfect for anything that's sort of Viking or even Middle Earth stuff. For Rohan huts, you could probably even have this as like native. European sort of countries, even like Napoleonics, you might get away with it. Those kinds of houses, these are perfect for those sorts of things. Now, the cool thing about these is that they you can lift off the lid, so you can play inside, and the wee door, knock knock, does open, sort of thing. So that's cool functioning stuff about these, which is a big plus. We'll get to that in a minute. So these range from sort of a series of different prices, really. So you're looking for about $20 for the small one, up to about 30 or 40 for the medium sized one, and this one was about 59, I think, from memory. That's in New Zealand dollars, so it'll be different wherever you go, but they're pretty reasonably priced. I mean, I couldn't, if I was making my own supplies out of just using their own bits of wood and teddy bear fur and stuff, I don't know if I could build it for any cheaper than that. You probably could, but there'd be time involved too. So these are little put together kits. They come in a flat pack bag, and then basically they give you all the instructions and away you go. I found the instructions relatively followable. You can really there is some sort of bits where we're a bit hairy, literally, but it was a bit tricky at times. But you can get a good gist for it. There are some mistakes, and I'll show you some of those mistakes that I made. One being, we'll review the wee house first. So this is, I think, is called the hovel. This is basically just supposed to be a farmer's house or something like that. You can see on the teddy bear fur, in the step basically where you put PVA glue over it, and it sort of becomes hard and solid, and it comes together. And of course, when I went to go pull it off, couldn't pull it off because all the wee fibers were attached together. So I had to get a craft knife and get in there and hack that all up. Now you can see on this in the lines there, you could probably tidy that up with a file. I haven't bothered because it's generally covered anyway. But I mean, you can do that. So it's quite cool. The wee door opens and closes. I did this with hot glue, but you could do it with PVA glue. Hot glue I just made it a little bit faster, and of course you can fit some decent sized models or some more terrain like wee beds or something in there too. So that's the wee hut or farm's house, the hovel. This one is supposed to be slightly very similar, exact same thing, just about a wee bit extra length. Got a little board on the back there, and again just one single door, one in and one out. Okay. And these are awesome as well. I think if I was going to do it again, you'd probably get, if you're going to make like a little village, I'd probably get a couple of these. A couple of these, one or two of these, and then have one of these, which I think is the trading hall or the mead hall. Some people have been calling it. There is a version of the mead hall which is quite massive. I think this is sort of the smaller version. As you can see, it's about double, I would say, the length of that one, which is quite cool. So you've got a door in. That's the main door because of these parts here. That's the main entrance. It opens up. You also have a back door, which is cool as well. And of course, miniatures. If I use handy dandy Frodo here, can't fit in with a 25mm base. Okay, so you can't really walk in, but you can, rule that as a relatively easy thing to rule. You can just say he's defending a doorway or something like that for whatever rules. Inside, you get 4 sets of chairs and 1 table. Okay, so there's the wee door. In this corner here, again, these are all pretty rough. I can tidy these up, but I haven't bothered. Another door, which actually swings both ways instead of just one way, which is really cool. And then, of course, you've got your table and chairs, which are relatively to scale. I probably would have them if I was playing like right up against the sort of the edge there. I'll leave that like that, it's falling over. Never mind. I'd have them right up against the edge so you can actually get models getting through and on top of the table and stuff like that, because otherwise it's quite fiddly. You could glue them fixed in place. I just like them kind of loose. But yeah, so here's something interesting as well. I'll show you the inside construction of these things because it's not all... these parts are relatively complicated. I'd say you'd probably an intermediate build for one of these. You can see here it's made up of two panels, one there, one there. That makes up that. Then you've got another two. Then you've got another two, another two, another two, and then you've got the brackets as well. And then of course you can cut a hole in that bit there. I haven't, but you can for the chimney. All right, so that's relatively how complicated it is. These wee parts here, you can see all these wee bits are all individual parts, all glued on. That's got a double thing glued together there. But in terms of the colouring and everything, you don't have to paint anything. It's just ready to go. So that's quite cool. And actually, sorry, I forgot to show you the front here. This is just like a little a lobby area, if you will. And it has, you can put a couple of chairs. You might even put like, if you've got some of these wee bits of terrain, little baskets and stuff like that, make it look quite nice. So that's a cool way to get into it. And then of course you can put the top back on, and it looks, like a trading village, So there we have it. There are the 3 houses from 4Grounds. I hope you enjoyed this review. If I'm going to rate them, I think they're fantastic for getting going. If you don't want to spend the time or as much time putting them together, from building yourself, I'll go ahead with these. These are fantastic. I might get the meat hall. I'm not entirely sure yet. It is relatively expensive compared to these, but it's far more detailed. So, and keep an eye out for other 4Ground stuff out there, because there's plenty of really good terrain that make up different areas and things, and they're coming out with some great stuff. So, I mean, these are fantastic little units to get into gaming, and you can even 3 of these will make up a board with some trees and some some little grass mats or something for ferns and paddocks and things. So yeah, thanks for this video anyway, guys. Stay tuned and give us a like or a subscribe if you want to keep seeing these sorts of things going on. Lots of different things. Hopefully better reports soon, and lots of different little reviews and things coming too. So cheers. I'll catch you later.